Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the final game of the opening round of the Mad Dragon Six Nations 2025. The other games from the weekend are already up on the channel. This one, Ireland going up against England. What an interesting couple of teams coming into this one. Ireland as favourites going into the tournament this year. England last year having not a great number of wins on their scorecard at the end of the year, but some performances that certainly looked very good, but maybe just not ending in the final result for them. A couple of these youngsters now in this England team will be looking to impress. Faye Raboso being one, Marcus Smith being another. They are a team that can cause an upset in the Six Nations versus Ireland. We've seen it in the past. And let's see how they get on against the home team in green, rather, as England go for a deep kick to start us out with. Oh, as they already put a bit of pressure onto that breakdown. Maro Itoje with the first turnover of the game. The new captain for England going into this one. Jamie George still in the team. Captaincy exchange, though, going into this tournament by Borthwick, looking for some changes to try and make this England team gel together slightly better as Will Stewart tries to break through a couple of big Irish forwards there. Nowhere through that green wall. And Marcus Smith says maybe there's room around the back, but Bundy Archie shuts that notion down very quickly. Jack Van Portby playing in the scrum half position today will want to just try and bring a bit of pace to this England team. We know they love their blitz defence. The attack, though, is something that's going to be all important in a game like this. You know Ireland are a big team for scoring, but being able to get scores on the board yourself is the way to go. And that man there, Faye Waboso, certainly a man that'll be looking to try and get on the scoreboard today as Ellis Genge tries to break through the line. Just can't quite find a gap in this defence as of yet. Maybe if they go left one more time. Jamie George, though, shut down very well by Henshaw, rushing off the line quickly to shut down that attack on the outside. And Ben Earl crashes into Finlay Bealham. Nowhere through there. It's a slower ball at this ruck as well. Looks like there was a big collision. This caused the ball to slow down. Good shot there coming in by James Ryan. It's his opposite number. Oh, sorry, it was Ty Byrne coming in there. Not letting go. Oh, that's a loose ball. Oh, and suddenly Josh van der Flee has picked up the loose ball. He's got his fly up on the inside. Can anyone get back to make the tap tackle? And they won't. Josh van der Flee making the most of a loose pass going nowhere. And Ireland get themselves on the scoreboard first. They haven't had the possession on their side at all. Henry Slade couldn't get back for it. Chandler Cunning himself giving it absolutely everything. But for a big man, Josh van der Fleer does have the pace to be able to make it over. And now to make it 7 is this man here, Sam Prendergast, starting out for Ireland in this Six Nations. A couple of options are out for Ireland now in this fly half shirt. But Sam Prendergast getting his start versus England. Very, very big opportunity for him. And slots it through nicely. You won't get an easier start than that. Straight through the middle of the post for your first kick. That's exactly what you want, just to settle your nerves in a big fixture like this. And England will need to do better. It's the sort of thing that has happened in this England side that has just led to them not getting the results from some decent performances over 2024. And they'll need to answer back with something. Oh, as Caelan Doris goes on the charge. The Irish captain, always dangerous. Got to keep your eye on him. And Ireland will try and make the most of this. Oh, as Prendergast thinks he's seen room in that back corner. That is a beautiful kick. And Marcus Smith furious with his backs not being in position to be able to cover that one, sorry. And England now got to try and get themselves out of a tricky old situation here. Good line out by England to their captain, Maro Itoje in the front. Ireland don't jump for it. They just want to get their men into the maul. Don't give England any easy exits. Try and put them under pressure. And Marcus Smith goes the opposite way. Oh, there's no one in that backfield. I don't know where James Lowe's gone to. Hugo Keenan's rushing across the field, but Faye Waboso coming at great pace. That is a huge amount of metres gained for England there. I don't know what happened to James Lowe. And England get the turnover. Will Stewart rushes into the void to be able to pick up the ball. What a great exit for England here. I'm not sure if James Lowe might have even picked up an injury as Ellis Genge bashes his way through. Very, very slow to that ball. James Lowe's back on his feet now. He's back in this defensive line, but he's not in position. He's just holding around the outside of the ruck here as England go left. They've got numbers. Oh, well done by Finlay Bealham there, having to wrap up the English hooker. There was a 3-on-1. If they'd gone wider, great work by the tight head pop for Ireland to be able to shut that one down. Maro Itoje takes that very flat. They might want to have a check if that could have been forwards even. And Ireland's defence just looking a bit shaky. They're doing enough to hold on. It's not quite as organised as we've come to expect from this Irish side as Mac Hansen misses a tackle there on Faye Waboso. And England this time try and go left. They've realised the wing is not out here. Bundyarke's had to fill in on this wing. Does well. James Lowe is actually slotted slightly further back towards the fullback position. I'm wondering whether he's okay and just trying to stay out of the defensive line until he can shake that knock off that he's taken earlier on. And England go for a big charge. Oh, it's Ben Earl. We know what a big ball carrier he is, but what a solid defender Hugo Keenan is on the opposite side, not letting him through. Well done to the Irish fullback there for being able to stand up to big competition. Marcus Smith wants to go quickly. What a shot coming in there. I think that's James Ryan being able to shut down the English winger, not letting him through. And there's the try scorer coming in for a big shot on his opposite number. Rushing off the line, and Chandler cutting himself. This time breaks through the line. It's another tackle by the Irish lock, not letting England through. They're knocking on the door slowly. They are making ground. Can this Ireland defence hold out another 8 minutes till half time? Can they just keep those rucks supported, try and get a turnover somewhere? You don't want to give England just this endless series of phases to be able to make its way through. As they go left to Jamie George this time. Not going to make his way through there. They pop it off to Faye Webosa's popped him in midfield. It's a good tackle by Sam Prendergast. Chandler cutting him south, runs into Bundyarke, who's had such a good defensive set today already. Oh, nearly being able to steal the ball there. Not quite getting his hands on it was Andrew Porter. Rushed up the line so quickly. England just about received. You can hear the players screaming at each other just to try and support that line. That's a nice offload. Oh, but absolutely dumped on his backside there. Joe McCarthy. Huge hit. And England are slowly being driven backwards. This is a superb defensive effort by Ireland. England just cannot seem to make their way through. Ellis Genge, the baby rhino. Eventually, oh, no one's got to him. That's appalling. After all, the commentator's curse by me for just letting them down. That Irish defensive set was absolutely superb. England could not get anywhere. Ellis Genge charging in straight into Joe McCarthy there. Got bumped off. Tyburn was rushing back. Just didn't quite have the legs. Oh, and Hugo Keenan, who's so good in that backfield, right at the end has let them down. They only needed one turnover there. The half-time whistle just around the corner. If they could have just caused a bit of disruption, any penalty, any turnover, would have seen Ireland going at half-time in the lead. But Marcus Smith says, no, we'll go in drawing. Thank you very much. 7-7 at half-time. Ellis Genge happy to get himself on the score, but he's had some big carries today. Very, very happy with it. Big words needed by the coaches at half-time. England will be maybe happy by the end of that game, but certainly won't have been happy with giving away that earlier try. A lot of work for Ireland. Well, we always knew this one was going to be a massive clash. Ireland going up against England at home should have Ireland going into this one as the favourites, but you'd have to say England have turned up for this game. Most of the possession and territory going their way in this opening half, really keeping Ireland pinned back. The Irish green wall, though, has been brilliant in defence for the majority of that opening half. England just not able to make those breaks through the defensive line, and eventually the defence paid off well. A loose pass coming in from England saw the ball bobble along the ground, scooped up by Josh van der Fleer to be able to run it 50 metres to get Ireland on for their opening score, and it's really looked like their only attacking opportunity of the game. But England eventually bashed through the line through the feet of Ellis Genge on a big charge, making his way through a couple of players and just nobody able to quite get the tackle on him before he got over to the try line. Conversions by both Marcus Smith and Sam Prendergast today mean it goes in at halftime 7-7 apiece. A lot of questions to be asked at halftime from both coaches for different reasons. Can Ireland just get some attack form together? Can England gel together and complete that final 5% just a few more times to steal this game? Second half then to kick us off and underway. Sam Prendergast. Big changes needed in mentality from this Irish defence in terms of attack in this second half as the ball caught by Ben Earl. Oh, what a great shot by Ben Earl earlier on to get through that line as well. And Hugo Keenan stepping in. Marcus Smith has actually seen room in this back corner. James Lowe is not in position again. I don't think he's having a great game today. Robbie Henshaw ran over for it, not able to get himself on the end of that ball. It will be an Irish line out. Ronan Kelleher here just to try and settle this Irish pack down a little bit. Goes to the middle, is held up in a maul. England commit quite a few men to this maul. There might be room in this backfield if Ireland look to go wider. They don't. They go for the box kick instead. James Lowe's chasing after it. It's a good box kick, actually. It's found some really good distance. Moves them out back towards the halfway line, but possession back in the hands of England, which is something that has been a key issue for Ireland in this game. It's just being able to get their hands on the ball. The percentage stats at halftime were actually quite wild. 82% in possession going the way of England in that first half, and you just don't win games with only having 18%. And we'll have to see what Ireland can do to change that as Ellis Genge, the try scorer, gets another bump off on Finlay Bealham there. Took a long time to get back to his feet as well. I hope he's okay. Took a big shot in there as Ollie Slightholme, who's been quiet today, eventually getting his hands on the ball. He's had to move into the midfield to feel like he can get a part of this game as well. Ireland still holding up defensively okay for now. Ellis Genge is just brutal in this ball carrying today. He's just shoving players off left and right as Jack Van Bortleet tries to go quickly. Dumped in a double tackle though by Ireland. Joe McCarthy trying to make up for an earlier mistake. And can Ireland... Oh, I thought England had a little sniping gap there to get through the middle. Ireland did so well to shut the door on it. And Ben Earl this time driven back in his tackle. England go right to Marcus Smith trying to get it to Faye Weboso. A little bit too flat for him.
Take him back.
They are moving backwards slowly. England are back in their forward pack here. And Sam Underhill. Oh, Sam Underhill brilliantly through two players. Mark Hansen, thank goodness he was there to make a third tackle. For all intents and purposes, you thought that was going over for a try. And Ellis Genge tries to carry it up as well with another big tackle. And through goes Henry Slade now. The offload from Marcus Smith. England are beginning to feel like they're putting something together there. Oh, I think Bundy Aki could be in trouble there. Looked very offside to me. Questionable that the team hasn't been able to pick that one up. I do not think he got back on side before making that tackle. I think that one's been missed by the officiating team. And England still knocking on this door again. Ireland just cannot seem to get a hold of the ball in this game. 57 minutes gone on the clock. And goes again, Sam Underhill on another big carry. Trying to go quickly. Chandler cutting himself this time. Oh, it's a good handoff. Just trying to get through. It's a good tap tackle, though, by Jamison Gibson Park just to shut them down. Marcus Smith tries to take it himself. Nowhere through there. Drop goal could also be an option on for them. Henry Slade says no. We'll run it up through the middle. And Jamie George bashes his way over. Going through Finlay Bealham again. Also slow to get to his feet once again. I'm not sure he's doing okay in this game so far as Will Stewart carries them up into that 5-metre channel. England are so close to this one. And Ellis Genge gets driven back. Try scorer to try scorer as Josh van der Fleer drives him back over that 5-metre line. Jamie George looking for it as well. This Ireland defence proving very strong in this second half, but the opportunities have been all England so far. Marcus Smith holds his line for a good while there and eventually goes wide. It's a good slip tackle there by Ollie Lawrence. And England, oh, that's a huge collision there coming in by Joe McCarthy. Great work by the Irish look to shut him down. And Itoje gets a great pop pass to Ollie Slightholme. Oh, he's nearly got through the gap. Is there one more pass necessary? Ellis Genge gets over the line. There's a hand underneath the ball, says referee. And the try will not stand. England will be furious that they haven't been able to convert that territory into points. But from an Irish perspective, they just cannot seem to get their hands on the ball at the minute as Marcus Smith manages to stay in field. James Lowe trying to get his hands in that ruck, can't make the most of it. And Ollie Lawrence trying to bash his way through, doesn't. Will Stewart as well. They've got numbers if they go left. There's some gaps in this midfield. Only Finlay Bealham defending. Tired forwards on this pitch now. Well stopped by Ronan Kelleher. Finlay Bealham rotates around just to try and act as a guard in that ruck. Oh, and Sam Underhill once again just slipping some tackles. Will they keep going left? They do to Itoje. Or maybe not the greatest pass in the world, and Ben Earl doesn't thank him for that one. Driven back again. It's still 7-all. No one seems to be able to break this deadlock. Ireland just don't seem to be able to get their hands on the ball at the minute. Jack Van Bortleet goes to Marcus Smith. Oh, and Ollie Lawrence thinks he's seen a gap. He's got Chandler Cunning himself on his outside. Can they go quickly to the right? They don't. They've gone left. Marcus Smith takes the drop goal. What an option for the English fly half. It's 75 minutes on the board. They've seen the Irish defence is out of position. He's in range and slots through the drop goal. Ireland are now losing the game from being 7-0 up in that first half. They need to answer back with something. Sam Prendergast goes long to the hands of Jamie George. Finlay Bealham tired on his feet, but Ireland do well to get a turnover, and captain Caelan Doris gets his hands on the ball. No mistakes allowed now. 2 minutes left on the clock. If they go left, they've got to have numbers, and Josh van der Fleer trying to hit the line. Great tackle by Feo Waboso, not letting him through. This is a tight old affair now. Finlay Bealham throwing everything into that one, manages to knock Jamie George back. Can they go right as Bundy Arkey on a great line? Has he made it all the way through? And does! For Ireland. If there's ever a man you need to step up for this Irish team, it's Bundy Arkey. What a great line. Just got the step on the inside of Ellis Genge. It's not great work there by George Furbank to get back and make that tackle. And Ireland, from nowhere, really, in this game. They have not had the possession. They have not had the territory. One mistake by England in that first half cost them a try. It's been all England. And Ireland, just with that winning mentality to never give up. Sam Prendergast happy. He knows that conversion has helped seal a win for this team that has been absolutely nowhere in terms of territory or possession. Backing your own defence. Try saving tackles, keeping the ball held up. It's another one of those stories for England where they may have had actually the better game, but the final scoreboard won't reflect it. The Irish fans will be happy with that final result, but maybe not the way they had to go about it. Take a look at the final stats then. Territory and possession in the high 80s for England. There's no excuse to have let that game get away from you. I thought the drop goal from Marcus Smith was absolutely brilliant. Tackles missed as well by England. Only 2 tackles missed in that game. Absolutely brutal. And England are going to be very, very upset not to come away with that one. Great work by the Irish team. I hope you've all enjoyed this one today, guys. I certainly have. And if you have, make sure you hit a like on the video and subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the latest videos from the Mad Dragon Six Nations 2025. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.